Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because the NFL world has just been rocked by what might be the most shocking coaching news in modern league history. And I mean that sincerely. This isn't some quiet off-season rumor. This isn't some analyst whispering that changes might be coming. No, this is a full-on seismic explosion that has sent shockwaves across the entire football landscape. The Dallas Cowboys, in a move that absolutely nobody saw coming, not analysts, not insiders, not even the coaching rumor mill addicts, have just officially signed Mike Tomlin. Yes, THAT Mike Tomlin, as their brand new head coach, and Jerry Jones himself has stepped up to the podium to confirm the deal in front of cameras, causing the entire Cowboys fan base to erupt into celebration like it's a championship parade in mid-January. This isn't just another coaching hire. This isn't some mid-tier adjustment. This is the kind of move that changes the tone, identity, and expectations of a franchise overnight. Cowboys Nation has spent years begging, yelling, sometimes screaming into the digital void for leadership, for accountability, for a culture that doesn't collapse under pressure, for a voice that commands respect and intensity on every snap, and now suddenly, in the blink of an eye, they have it. And the craziest part is that this move seemed to come out of the sky like a meteor, because while everyone was speculating that the Cowboys might promote from within, or maybe take a swing at some hotshot coordinator, or even flirt with the idea of a college coach, nobody, and I mean nobody, had Mike Tomlin to Dallas on their bingo card for this offseason. But here we are, and the story behind how it happened is somehow even wilder than the announcement itself. According to people close to the situation, Jerry Jones personally took this mission into his own hands. This wasn't a committee operation. This wasn't a search firm's recommendation. This was Jerry deciding that after another bitter playoff disappointment, after another season ending with that familiar ache of unmet expectations, the Cowboys needed a generational shift, and Jerry wasn't going to rest until he found someone capable of delivering it. That's when the whispers began circulating that Tomlin, after more than a decade and a half in Pittsburgh, might actually be open to a new challenge, that he might quietly be considering moving to a roster with more offensive firepower, more explosive talent, and more immediate upside. And when Jerry caught wind of that possibility, he did what Jerry Jones always does when he sees an opportunity. He moved fast, aggressively, decisively, and relentlessly. Word is, he picked up the phone and called Tomlin directly. Not his agent, not an intermediary, not someone with a padded resume. Jerry wanted Tomlin to hear from Jerry. And apparently, that phone call turned into a marathon meeting, which turned into a series of late-night discussions, which then escalated into full-scale negotiations that had the Cowboys front office buzzing behind closed doors, while fans and media had absolutely no idea what was bubbling beneath the surface. But Tomlin, being the respected, commanding, championship-winning coach he is, didn't just want a paycheck. He wanted influence, vision alignment, control over personnel decisions, and most importantly, a franchise that would let him build a culture in his image. He wanted a team that would let him lead uncompromisingly, where excuses die and accountability thrives. And for Jerry Jones to land a coach like that, one thing had to happen. He had to relinquish a level of control that Dallas coaches historically don't get. And that's what makes this even more astonishing. The reported deal: 6 years, massive money, major incentives, and, most notably, Tomlin having final say on defensive personnel signals, a fundamental shift in how Dallas operates. Jerry didn't just hire a coach. He handed the keys of America's team to a man he trusts to restore the brand's dignity, toughness, and championship pursuit. And that is why Cowboys fans are going absolutely ballistic right now. Social media has completely melted down. Cowboys fans, who haven't agreed on anything in years, filled with finger-pointing, arguments about the quarterback, debates about the coaching staff, frustration with playoff failures, are suddenly united in joy, excitement, relief, and optimism. People are posting videos celebrating in the streets. Memes are flooding every corner of the internet. Comment sections are overflowing with messages like, "Finally, we have leadership," and "This is the best decision of Jerry Jones' tenure." And I haven't been this happy about the Cowboys since the '90s. Even neutral fans of other teams are chiming in saying that this might be the most impactful coaching hire of the decade. Former players love it. Analysts are calling it bold. Even rival fans are admitting that Dallas just got a whole lot scarier. And the reactions aren't just emotional, they're grounded in the reality of who Mike Tomlin is. This is a man who has never had a losing season, who commands every locker room he enters, who knows how to build discipline, who knows how to get the best out of players, who has navigated injuries, quarterback instability, roster turnover, and still kept his teams competitive. And now he steps into a Cowboys roster filled with elite talent: Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs, Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, or whatever running back they keep or bring in, and suddenly the ceiling on this team rises dramatically. Speaking of Dak Prescott, this move directly affects him more than anyone. Tomlin is a leader who values accountability at the quarterback position. Dak will be pushed harder than he's ever been pushed in his career, not out of cruelty, but out of expectation. Tomlin will demand precision, preparation, and mental toughness every day, every practice, every game. And that could either elevate Dak into the top-tier quarterback many believe he can be, or it could force the Cowboys to evaluate their long-term plans at the position sooner than expected. And don't think Tomlin is coming to Dallas without a blueprint for the defense. With final say over defensive personnel, Tomlin is poised to completely reshape the Cowboys' defensive identity. Expect a tougher front. Expect a more physical brand of football. Expect blitz packages that will make offensive coordinators lose sleep. Expect adjustments in the secondary that prioritize discipline and communication. And the player who benefits most from this? Micah Parsons. This might unlock the greatest version of Micah we've ever seen. Tomlin has coached elite pass rushers, elite linebackers, elite defensive dynamos. Parsons, under Tomlin, might become a defensive player of the year frontrunner instantly. But the impact stretches beyond players and beyond schemes. With Tomlin running the show, the entire NFC shifts. The Cowboys instantly become a legitimate threat to win their division, their conference, and potentially make a Super Bowl push. The NFC East rivalry with Philadelphia takes on a whole new dimension. The playoff landscape tightens. Teams that used to overlook Dallas will no longer do so. Tomlin's presence alone changes expectations. And that leads us to the question, what comes next? Well, Tomlin will begin assembling a staff immediately. Coordinators will be evaluated. Some assistants will stay. Some will be replaced. The roster will undergo serious scrutiny. Free agency plans will shift. Draft boards will be adjusted. And with Tomlin's influence, players who may have lacked consistency or drive will either step up or be ushered out. Tomlin is here to win, not to coddle. This is a culture shift. This is a tone reset. This is a moment where the Cowboys, for the first time in years, feel like a team with direction, purpose, and leadership that matches their talent level. Jerry Jones, for all the criticism he receives, made a decisive, aggressive, franchise-altering move that might go down as the most important coaching hire in Cowboys history since Jimmy Johnson. And as I sit here talking to you, I can't help but feel the electricity emanating from Cowboys Nation, from the fan base that has waited decades for a move like this, for a coach like this, for a moment like this. The Mike Tomlin era in Dallas has begun, and no matter how you feel about the Cowboys, love them, hate them, laugh at them, root for them, you cannot deny that this is one of the boldest and most fascinating storylines the NFL has seen in years. Cowboys fans, Steelers fans, NFL fans around the world, this is history in the making. And trust me when I say this, the ripple effects of this hire will be felt across the league for years to come. The Cowboys aren't just making noise. They're making a statement. And that statement is simple. Dallas is done playing around. Dallas is done falling short. Dallas is ready for greatness.